What I'm reading here says first offshore of its kind. This the part of Revelation where they stop the winds, Because see, all the other windmills and stuff that they had really didn't do too much effect to nature, did it? I don't know. Who knows? Well, you mean to tell me they putting weight in the water? They putting wind over the water now. You know that's a dangerous thing, ain't it? How long these windmills been out there? First of their kind, huh? Or did they just activate it? They did the ceremony where they activated it today. Is there a time in Revelations where the winds come before the entity or after? I don't know. I don't know. But if you go to whitehouse.gov right now, today, Sarah, and look how Jill, she looked like she been with the soccer team and cheerleading and stuff. Oh, is that Jill? Huh? Jill looked like she done rolled down the hill already, huh? I don't know. The first offshore wind vessel of its kind today, they did a steel cutting ceremony. They didn't do a ribbon cutting. They did a steel cut, saying that's the end of the steel era. The first of its kind. That's what they said, not me. I'm gonna show you the screen again. Let me show you. Can a dummy, huh? Greater light. Mhm. The first offshore wind vessel of its kind to be made in America and Jones Act compliant. What is it about them Joneses that you got to be compliant about? I didn't know there was such thing as a Jones Act. Uh, oh, I see. I see. Let's see. Says the blind man. Oh, MetaQuest say I got a $5 credit, huh? I ain't never used. Do I want to go in the metaverse? I don't know if I want to go in the metaverse the way I've been feeling today. It took everything for me to stay up about an hour or two ago. I'm talking about I'm fighting hard. And now, first I was like, yeah, these little things growing in my arms, on both sides of my arms in the same spot. Maybe that's something to do with how I'm feeling. And I thought about it again. I was like, oh, no, yeah, that's right. I was up 4 o'clock this morning. I done passed the 12-hour mark and all. So it's about the time to shut down a little bit. If I don't see you again, huh? Because it's any day. If you decide that you down with Biden and his chips, if you decide, if you made that decision, ain't nothing wrong with that. Huh? Your steps is ought to do it like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's fine. I'm not talking about you. I don't have no right to judge nothing you got going on when you make the decision. You got to stand and talk to God by yourself, right? Or whoever it is your creator is. Your creator may be Kamala Harris's creator. Kamala Harris said, we is Shiva to the Japala beads. She said, we push the Rainbow Coalition. See, it's nothing wrong with people making a decision to live in their sin. What's making this the thing is to bring the sin into the church. I didn't say it's something wrong with LGBTQ tweeted, but we all know the truth about what the Bible says, and we in the Bible days and times. You don't believe that? See, believing all that government propaganda. You ain't saying no when you spending that government propaganda money. If you don't believe in the government, this would be easy for you to be like, oh yeah, yeah, get it. They already got the federal now. They done changed over the whole Federal Reserve System. Did you miss that? Y'all didn't miss that, right? The whole Federal Reserve System has transitioned. I thought it was going to be Elon Musk with the all X text, Twitter, everything get paid in one whop right here, right now. It's Federal Reserve now. That's what it's called now. It's called Federal Reserve now. The Federal Reserve has did a whole transition, flipped upside down. You don't know. The next minute they said you will be able to get paid in seconds. You can't send cash and gold in seconds. Only light travels like that. Federal Reserve now they transition. So when it's time to you to pay for the U.S. chip, when they gonna pay you, they say you gonna get your money. You've accepted if you accept the chip. You have to accept the U.S. Cyber Trust mark in order to not be considered an alien, in order to live in peace of what we consider gonna be peace for you, you have to accept they out there changing the winds today. Today they put a windmill first of its kind on the shores. What shores? Is it Jersey shores, Florida shores, Hawaiian shores? Where they set it at? I don't know. Let's find out. Should I find out? That's too much digging and painting pictures and stuff, huh? Maybe I should just celebrate and not think about it. First offshore wind vessel of its kind to be made in America and Jones Act compliant, employing over 1,000 workers across 9 unions. Indiana, generating estimate 125 million economic activity this year. This project is another example of how Bidenomics growing the economy for the middle out and bottom up. See, there they go again with the middle. When Biden does it, it's middle out and bottom up. When Kamala does it, it's bottom up and out and in. You catch that? Look, see, let me show you. Let me show you the screen. When Biden does his banner or his cross in verbal terms, he always says it's middle out and bottom up. And they took a piece off when they right before the International Brotherhood Union of Phone Banks and Electric blah blah. See right here? Middle out and bottom up. Kamala, when she was at the Rainbow Coalition, she said it is bottom up and out and in. Let me see what this new data talking about. Under President Biden's leadership, the American offshore wind industry rapidly expanding, creating good paying jobs across the union, across manufacturing, shipbuilding, announced offshore winds, 13 ports, 12 manufactured, 13. There they go with the 13, so it's 13 ports. 12 manufacturing facilities and 13 ports that they'll be using on the offshore wind supply chain. New data released today shows there are more than 4,000 companies in all 50 states that are looking to support the offshore wind industry since President Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act. A lot of stuff on the Inflation Reduction Act, they ain't even fall through. Remember? 30 gigawatts of offshore wind projects. 10 million homes with clean energy. A key pillar in Bidenomics. President Biden's Invest in America agenda will create offshore wind jobs across the country. Let me see this new data that they got going on. What is this about? Offshore wind quality market. Steel in the water. 3 months of 2023 notable achievement of steel in the water. Still in the water. Still in the water. That's what they saying. Still in the water, children. Still in the water. New investments of steel manufacturing facilities, Ohio and Baltimore, and a California port's ambitious 4.7 billion plan for major floating offshore wind facility. Economic headwinds that have forced projects in Massachusetts and New York to adjust their state financial agreements. They said, we're going to flood y'all out a little bit and show y'all what it's really about now. You ain't going to sign. You ain't down. Because within an instant, you could be flooded out. That's what they doing, the little threats and stuff right now. Look at that. Look at that. They said, now you gonna adjust and you supporting it? You supporting it? Okay then. News offshore wind markets. 84 gigawatt demand in Delaware, Illinois, and Maine. Ooh, and Louisiana. Project state waters. Advance the state waters. Now, I hate to do this because it's always in some people's mind. I don't have nothing to do with it. This is what Google Father Earth is presenting. This is what Google Father Earth is presenting. I'm no longer saying break it up and do this and do that. I'm just sitting back and watching because it's nothing that I don't have no power. Google don't have no power. Artificial intelligence knows it doesn't have any power. Artificial intelligence would have been shut this down and took it over. Even artificial intelligence got more sense than some of the people with all of the consciousness ignoring this stuff going on right here in your face. You need to get the bag. You want to have a future. You want to have a future in what's written and said that they're going to be doing back into slavery all over again. 1 in every 4 black Africans will not. They already said it. They already got it in the plans. How are they going to do that? Well, there's going to be some 1 in 4 maybe that got left behind and said, we want to stay with Balak. We good with the chips. And then when they finally realized what was going on, they changed their mind. And your choice after that is going to be, you could get and go. Get on over there. You didn't sign the agreement. We gave y'all until the end of December. Everything was written. We was transparent. We told y'all, Gog and Magog gathering up. And we need those that's going to stand with Balak, Biden, Balwell, them and all. You have to accept the U.S. Cyber Trust mark of the beast or not. You don't have to be alone anymore, can a dummy, You don't have to worry anymore. Like you said, your plants is going to protect you. Look, your plants is raising out of the earth. Plant life, you don't know? Nah, I don't want none of what you got. It ain't me. It's God. Whether you want to or not, Ooh, Google Earth. Thank you for allowing me to travel places I would have never been. Ooh, it's a ship up here. It's a ship right here. It's a ship right here, y'all. Ooh. What's going on up here? Something going on. Something about to go on over here, up here. Something about to go on up here, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. That's what he just showed me. That's what Google Father Earth just showed me. Let me see if I see it again. Yeah. Uh, Go ahead and look at the investments Biden said today. As a matter of fact, let me stop saying they said and play some of their videos. Let me stop talking for a second. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop talking for a second and play these videos that you can hear them say it out of their own mouth. Uh, what they about to do. I should replay Kamala Harris standing there telling the church, you have no choice. If Tyler Perry want to come and bring RuPaul and every other George Santos to do a performance on the pulpit on the Sabbath, huh? Because one of the youngsters in the church decided that's who they wrote to come and perform. You can't say a doggone thing, huh? If they want to be naked on the pulpit, they can. You can't say nothing. The Rainbow Coalition has made sure of that, huh? I want to sit back and wait to see. DeSantis was trying to warn you. He was trying to tell you, look, y'all think it's just about the schools. This is way further than that. If you let them have Disney, if y'all go ahead and y'all want it, okay. You could go back on Cop of Christ, one of his videos. If he still have it, he probably deleted it. Anything that had me on it, I never could find them. They be gone somewhere. But when I had made a statement about how I felt like DeSantis was doing stuff for the future of his children, like he could see the stuff, even though his what you call it presentation and the way he presents it to me is like, I don't know, this off the wall. But he see what Kamala them done did to y'all. This is just to the churches. I'm not talking to nobody else. Can't a dummy if you don't go to church and you a plant face and you don't really believe in the stuff that I believe in. I'm glad you here listening with me. But my message is just to because I was raised in the church and I need answers. I need answers. I want somebody to tell me this stuff is not real. It's not happening. The Bible, what is written, what everybody I'm talking about. You have pastors started off with nothing and was preaching this right here, Revelation, and that's how they church started growing, and then they switched off and started teaching other stuff, and then they became scholarly and extra and big old Potter houses and all, and then you barely hear them talk about Revelation, I bet they ain't preaching about what's going on in the, in the White House right now in the way that it's being presented. Or I'm the only one seeing it like that. I'm the only one seeing it like this. I'm the only one seeing that they said chips, mark of the beast. Now today is the winds. All just should I just be rejoicing and singing and dancing? No. Can I do the singing and dancing as I relay the message? Does it sound too much like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it should. Let me let Biden them tell you better than I can tell you. Biden, yeah, y'all help them out. 'Cause they not they not gonna get it from me. I'm all over the place. Here we go. White House said President Biden delivers remarks on artificial intelligence. That was only 6 minutes and 2 seconds, so I could do that one right there. Then he discusses his Bidenomics agenda. Oh, these are real short. They clipped him on off. Let's go ahead and go through the last, and he was coming back to back. Back to look, 6 hours, 1 day, 2 days ago, 5 days. They setting it off. Set it off on the left, saying risk. What is the risk if you don't take the trust mark? What's the risk?
Nate Blake and blame it on AI. First of all, thanks. Thanks for coming. And I want to thank my colleagues here for taking the time to come back again and again as we try to deal with, we're joined by leaders of 7 American companies. We're driving innovation in artificial intelligence, and it is astounding. Artificial intelligence it promises an enormous promise of both risk to our society and our economy and our national security, but also incredible opportunities. Just 2 months ago, Kamala and I met with these leaders, most of them are here again, to underscore the responsibility in making sure that products that they are producing are safe and making them public what they are and what they aren't. Since then, I've met with some of America's top minds in technology to hear the range of perspectives and possibilities and risk of AI. Kamala can't be here because she's traveling to Florida, but she's met with civil society leaders to hear their concerns.
Y'all, when I heard that today, I said, oh, okay. She done went to Bahamas. She been listening in. Now her last hope is to get on back down to Florida. She need to talk to them face to face. She need to go find and pull my records. That's what that is. Gots to be. They finna come with the final straw. Ain't nothing can stop me but God. Nothing but God. If somebody try to stop me, I would take my little grandchildren voice changer and go out by the Hebrew Israelites. Hey, excuse me. Can you pass me your little your changer, voice changer? I will go out and do a voice changer. President Biden delivers remarks on artificial intelligence. Yep, I'll use Dayblower. U.S. trust. Oh, this is okay. All right.
About the impacts on society and ways to protect the rights of Americans. Over the past year, my administration has taken action to guide responsible innovation. Last October, we introduced the first of its kind AI Bill of Rights. In February, I signed an executive order to direct agencies to protect the public from algorithms that discriminate. In May, we unveiled a new strategy to establish 7 new AI research institutes to help drive breakthroughs in responsible AI intervention. And today, I'm pleased to announce that these 7 companies have agreed to voluntary commitments for responsible innovation. These commitments, which the companies will implement immediately, underscore 3 fundamental principles: safety, security, and trust. First, the companies have an obligation to make sure their technology is safe before releasing it to the public. That means testing the capabilities of their systems, assessing their potential risk, and making the results of these assessments public. Second, companies must prioritize the security of their systems by safeguarding their models against cyber threats and managing the risk to our national security and sharing the best practices and industry standards that are necessary. Third, the companies have a duty to earn the people's trust and empower users to make informed decisions labeling content that has been altered or AI generated, rooting out bias and discrimination, strengthening privacy protections, and shielding children from harm. And finally, companies have agreed to find ways for AI to help meet society's greatest challenges, from cancer to climate change, and invest in education and new jobs to help students and workers prosper from the opportunities, and there are enormous opportunities of AI. These commitments are real and they're concrete. They're going to help industry fulfill its fundamental obligation to Americans to develop safe, secure, and trustworthy technologies that benefit society and uphold our values and our shared values. Let me close with this. We'll see more technology change in the next 10 years or even in the next few years than we've seen in the last 50 years. That has been an astounding revelation to me, quite frankly. Artificial intelligence is going to transform the lives of people around the world. The group here will be critical in shepherding that innovation with responsibility and safety by design to earn the trust of Americans. And quite frankly, as I met with world leaders, all the G7 is focusing on the same thing. Social media has shown us the harm that powerful technology can do without the right safeguards in place. And I've said at the State of the Union that Congress needs to pass bipartisan legislation to impose strict limits on personal data collection, ban targeted advertisements to kids, require companies to put health and safety first. So we must be clear-eyed and vigilant about the threats emerging from emerging technologies that can pose, don't have to, but can pose to our democracy and our values. Americans are seeing how advanced artificial intelligence and the pace of innovation have the power to disrupt jobs and industries. These commitments are a promising step, but we have a lot more work to do together. Realizing the promise of AI by managing the risk is going to require some new laws, regulations, and oversight. In the weeks ahead, I'm going to continue to take executive action to help America lead the way toward responsible innovation. And we're going to work with both parties to develop appropriate legislation and regulation. I'm pleased that Leader Schumer and Leader Jeffries and others in the Congress are making this a top bipartisan priority. As we advance the agenda here at home, we'll lead work with our allies and partners on a common international framework to govern the development of AI. I thank these leaders that are in the room with me today and their partnership, and their commitments that they're making. This is a serious responsibility. We have to get it right. And there's enormous potential upside as well. So I want to thank you all. And they're about to go down to a meeting, which I'll catch up with them later. So thank you.
Mr. President, can you tell us about the hacking of cabinet officials by China and the threshold of concern you have about that, sir?
Ready?
Please welcome welder apprentice at Philly Shipyard, Emily Andrewson.
Good afternoon. My name is Emily Andrewson, and I am a welding apprentice here at Philly Shipyard. Originally, I went to Temple University for athletic training and have worked many jobs in search of building a career that I am passionate about. When I lost my job during the COVID-19 pandemic, I enrolled in welding classes at Delaware County Community College, where I was introduced to the apprenticeship program at Philly Shipyard. During my time here, I have mainly worked in the final stages of the production line, where smaller sections of the ship are welded into massive blocks, which can weigh up to 600 tons. Like many families in the Philadelphia area, I have parents and siblings employed in the trades. In fact, my grandpa, John Andrewson, was once employed here at the former Philadelphia Naval Shipyard as a specialist in steel carpentry. He was a chief warrant officer in the U.S. Navy, serving from 1916 to 1946, during both World Wars. And he remained in the Fleet Reserve until 1958. My family, as many others, continue to benefit from careers in the skilled trades. Thanks to President Biden, things are looking better and better for workers like me. We're seeing investments, including here at the Philly Shipyard. We're seeing more good-paying jobs being created, union jobs. That is why I am honored to introduce a true champion for America's working families and America's unions, President Joe Biden.
Hello, Philly. Have a seat if you have one. Emily, thank you for that introduction. I tell you what, Mayor Kenny, thanks for a passport back into the city. I think the only reason it allows that to happen is I married a Philly girl. You know, can't be here today, but I want to thank Governor Shapiro, who's doing a hell of a job. To my friend, Senator Bobby Casey and Senator Fetterman, who've been such great partners to me. Folks, I want to also thank Representative Mary Kay Scanlon, who fights so hard for this district, and the other members of Congress, Brendan Boyle, Chrissy Houlihan, Madeline Dean, Joe Courtney. I tell you, Donald Norcross, by the way, Donald from across the way. You know, I always kid Donald when, Mr. Mayor, I say, you know, Delaware is small, so we have to fight for every inch territory. So there was a debate on whether Delaware, the state of Delaware, owned the Delaware River along the Delaware shore up to the high water mark in New Jersey. They said no. We went to the Supreme Court. They got something right. They said, yeah, we do. Anyway, I always kid out all the time. Folks, look, before I begin, I want to say that we're praying for those who lost their lives in the flooding in Bucks County. The idea that there's not global warming, I think, can't be denied by anybody anymore. And anyway, we're grateful for all the first responders. Continue to look for a 2-year-old Maddie and her baby brother Conrad. Grace of God, maybe something will come. I want to thank Governor Shapiro and all the Bucks County officials and their leadership during that tragic time. We provided all we could from FEMA, but there's a lot to be done. I'm here today to talk about what we're doing to invest in America, invest in Pennsylvania, invest in our clean energy future. To talk about the progress we made building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up. You know, I came to office determined to strengthen the middle class. I often say, and I mean it sincerely, you know, Wall Street, good folks down there, but they didn't build the middle class. They didn't build America. The middle class was built by the middle class, and the unions built the middle class. And changed the economic direction of this country. Because I got tired of trickle-down economics. I've never been a big fan. If the wealthy do very well, I'm a capitalist. I like the wealthy to be able to be wealthy. But the mere fact they do well doesn't mean everybody else does well. I watched my dad growing up. There's not a whole lot of benefit trickle down on his kitchen table as a consequence of trickle-down economics to what everyone from the Financial Times and Wall Street Journal has become my different philosophy. I don't think they started off trying to be complimentary, but they started calling
It looked like you could take his nose off.
Bidenomics. And our plans work in Bidenomics. We're here. Here's what it looks like. We're 13 million new jobs built across the country, nearly 500,000 of them here in Pennsylvania just in the last 2.5 years. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. 28,000 here in Pennsylvania alone in the last 2.5 years. That's more jobs in 2 years than any president has created in a 4-year term. Unemployment is below 4%, the longest stretch of unemployment below 4% in the last 50 years. We're beginning to come back, folks, because we're giving workers a chance. Unemployment's down, but to the surprise of a lot of economists, so is inflation. Remember this story? In order for inflation to come down, you got to cut wages for hardworking folks. You got to have unemployment up in order for inflation to come down. Well, guess what? I never bought that. I don't think the problem in America is too many people are working or the people are making too much money. Instead, we focused on getting Americans into the workforce by fixing a broken supply chain, lowering the cost of product from everything from healthcare to the products we purchase. Fact is, companies made record high profits during the pandemic. And by the way, I'm not opposed to companies. I come from the corporate capital of the world. More corporations incorporated in Delaware than every other state in the union. Everybody should pay their fair share. Everybody should pay their fair share. Now they're coming down, and so is inflation. They need to keep bringing it down, the markups and the margins of the profits. It's one thing to make a profit, it's another thing to be excessive. You know, this is one of the most important ways to continue to make progress on inflation. We have to do more. Too many people are working, or the people are making too much money. Instead, we focused on getting Americans into the workforce by fixing a broken supply chain, lowering the cost of product from everything from healthcare to the products we purchase. Fact is, companies made record high profits during the pandemic. And by the way, I'm not opposed to companies. I come from the corporate capital of the world. More corporations incorporated in Delaware than every other state. Incorporated in Delaware than every other state in the union. Everybody should pay their fair share. Everybody should pay their fair share. Now they're coming down. And so is inflation. You need to keep bringing it down. The markups and the margins of the profit. One thing to make a profit, it's another thing to be excessive. You know, this is one of the most important ways to continue to make progress on inflation. We have to do more. Inflation has slowed every single month in the last 12, on a yearly basis for the last 12 months. How many times you read that a recession is coming? Even Wall Street today said, no, they don't see a recession coming now. It's the lowest point in inflation, the lowest point in over 2 years. Another thing to be excessive. You know, this is one of the most important ways to continue to make progress on inflation. We have to do more. Inflation has slowed every single month in the last 12, on a yearly basis for the last 12 months. How many times you read that a recession's coming? Even Wall Street today said, no, they don't see a recession coming now. It's the lowest point in inflation in over 2 years. U.S. read that a recession's coming. Even Wall Street today said, no, they don't see a recession coming now. Read that a recession's coming. Even Wall Street today said, no, they don't see a recession coming now.
Reshek. Uh-oh. 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 There it is. Let me see who's supposed to be Reshek. What they said, he trying to let the what who Reshek? Did he say Reshek? Wait. Let me see. It sounds like Reshek. Give me a second. I'm gonna look at the chat in a minute. Reshek. Maybe I need to look at the uh what? Oh my goodness. What is this? Reshek, the copper mine, 17th shard. Somebody put copper mine in the what you call it, right? Reshek fandom. It's a fandom. Reshek. I never heard of this name before. Why is Reshek evil? He is an immortal emperor who tried to protect humanity from the evil deity ruin. While he had good intentions for humanity, he used cruel and vicious methods to rule his empire and subjugate his citizens. So this is a fandom villain, but was a lord ruler spiked? Where is this from? This is from Brandon, somebody named Brandon Anderson. World Warcraft got something on Reshek. I prompt. Oh my goodness! Wait, isn't this what Red's? Who is? Wait a minute. Oh, that says Kessler, Lord Ruler. He was immortal. Let me ask Bard, cause see, let me go to Bard real quick. Oh goodness, come on! Don't start playing with me, phone. The phone playing with me. He said Reshek, Great Copper of Christ, greater light. I know it's slowed down. Mike clowning. My mic was clowning too. Mike clowning is live too. Imagine I clock the channel, nothing happens. I click go to channel and nothing happens. Whoever he is, you supposed to be telling me who is Reshek. Huh? Any of y'all ever heard of Reshek? What did Biden? He said Reshek. I typed in and I said I'm going to Bard. Bard. Ooh. Why you ain't live? Huh? Is Mike the Shack or whoever you talking about, the clown, is he talking about the coming of Christ? If he ain't talking about it and you over here talking about him, maybe you need to go on over there, Copper, because it looked like Copper Mind is Ray Shack. And they say he ain't coming. He must have reneged. He must have didn't want the bag or something. I don't know. Who is Ray Shack? Ray Shack. Wait, Bard. Bing. Only this time. Bing. Bing. You said ask you anything. Bing. Yes. Tell me who is Ray Shack.
Searching for Ray Shack. Searching for Ray Shack person.
Give me the history about the immortal Ray Shack. Mm-mm.
Searching for Immortal Ray Shack history.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me type it in. Who is Ray Shack? Or I'm trying to spell it because I never heard that name before, so I don't know. Ray Shack. Here we go. Oh goodness. Mm-mm. Somebody gave me a better definition just a little while. There it is. Okay, so I have it spelled Reshek. So how come Bing can't give me a definition? Okay, ask you anything one more time. Who is Reshek? It's an energy code program, the web energy code program. Reshek tutorial, Reshek instructions, basics, Reshek, do it yourself, rest check. It's rest check. Rest check. Mm. Streamline energy. It's energy software. Reshek 2023 template online. Res check. Res check calculation. Nah, I ain't falling for this. He said Rayshek is not coming. Even Wall Street say that Rayshek ain't coming no more or ain't coming. But he wrong. Let me see. Rayshek, him allergic spikes in his body. He's a furochemist. Oh, like iron chemist, full range, lords with spikes. That's it, Wiki Phantom. Somehow Google got him connected to Sayzid. Sayzed is the 17th shard. Rayshek family history. 3,000 census from the year 3000. Who, what? I'm going to have to go over this later. Rayshef, Northwest Semitic god, whose cult is best attested in northern Syria. So I guess they trying to say that this being ain't joining them. I don't know. He threw that in there quick. Okay, there it is. I got the whole thing. Oh, out of Egypt, Phoenician, Ebla, Tump, Otunip, Adama. What? He's the god over disease. Okay, the god over disease. So they is expecting some type of disease code, a code for disease, and they say that ain't gonna be part of the plan. I don't know what he said, but I'm about to get off of here. I'm about to get off of here and rest my head, rest my nerves. Hmm. I don't want to talk about them no more. I said enough for today. If you want to hear more, go over the last videos. Maybe tomorrow I'll just play my videos because I need to keep celebrating. Maybe my head feel this way from all that music. I'm drained from all that music I was listening to today. Dancing around, acting like I'm a child, huh? Singing and dancing all day. All right. Greater light.